Hey everybody, it's the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm Aaron Maté, sitting in for Jimmy, here with Americans comedian Kurt Metzger, and we're talking about this. The Republicans have launched a new committee to investigate U.S. intelligence agencies, and it's not just Democrats who are upset about this. Here is a headline from the Washington Examiner. Conservatives should be very wary about creating a new church committee.
Yeah, that's the thing. They should be. And then Democrats should be leading the charge on it. Yeah. But that's clown world for you.
Yeah. And the author is Jimmy Dore, fan favorite, Mark Polymeropoulos. He is the former CIA agent who claimed that he had Havana syndrome. The crickets got to him.
Oh,
but somehow he's heroically still able to write columns.
I thought Polymeropoulos was like if you have more than one sexual partner, but you're all committed. We're Polymeropoulos here.
This is what he says. During my 26-year career at the Central Intelligence Agency, my colleagues and I believe strongly in congressional oversight. Did your career happen to coincide with the time when the Senate Intelligence Committee was investigating the CIA for torture?
We learned it didn't exist eventually, but at the time, we thought it was a thing.
And the CIA responded by spying on the Senate, by hacking into their computers. Was Mark around for that? Was he pushing for congressional oversight then?
He didn't say he was for it. I did everything I could to stop it, and it worked.
As a case officer and then manager across 3 years of responsibility, the Middle East, counterterrorism, and Europe.
Great job, by the way, dude.
Great job, yeah. I spent considerable time with members of Congress and their staff. Well, did your tenure coincide with the dirty war in Syria when the CIA was arming an insurgency that they knew was dominated by Al-Qaeda and keeping that from the American public, even as they were privately writing that to themselves? And that's why Jake Sullivan wrote to Hillary Clinton back in February 2012, Al-Qaeda is on our side in Syria. Because we didn't know that back then, but you guys did.
He's been there long enough. Like when Hulk Hogan was friends with Randy Savage, but then against him and then friends again, he's there that long with Al-Qaeda.
The Hulkamaniacs, that's right. We always ensured that Congress was fully briefed on our traditional collection operations as well as covert action programs. And I considered Congress not as enemy territory, but rather as national security colleagues.
Well, they shouldn't be your colleague. They should be the people watching you, dickhead.
Exactly. Congressional oversight is a key component of how the CIA operates. Most importantly, oversight can provide a solid mechanism for making the agency better, as Congress can be an effective change agent. With that in mind, I'm concerned about Kevin McCarthy's possible creation of a MAGA-inspired subcommittee of the Judiciary Committee, a subcommittee that will go after the FBI, the DOJ, and the intelligence community. The name of this entity appears to be out of a bad spy novel, The Committee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government. It bears memory of actions by another former member of Congress named McCarthy. These developments are head-spinning if one knows the history between U.S. political parties and the national security establishment.
Another guy that accused people of working with Russia.
Yeah, exactly. Which this guy, Mark Polymeropoulos, was doing. He was accusing Trump of working with Russia. But yet it's the people who want to scrutinize the FBI for doing that are somehow the new embodiments of McCarthy.
I want to scrutinize him for dicking around on Twitter, actually, the most.
And this line, too. These developments are head-spinning if one knows the history between U.S. political parties and the national security establishment. What's the most recent history of that? That's when one political party funded a bunch of conspiracy theories that their opponent was in league with Russia and being blackmailed by him, paid a former British spy to write them, and then the national security establishment used those conspiracy theories to investigate that opponent's campaign. That's the most recent history.
It is head spinning for him. It's 26 years he's in there. So he's there for the whole time that both parties are like, they're the greatest, our CIA, and now they're finally talking to each other.
Exactly.
They didn't talk to each other enough.
And again, what happened after the FBI used the Clinton campaign's conspiracy theories for Russiagate? What happened in 2020? The FBI helped suppress reporting on the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop on the fake ground that it was Russian disinformation. So that's the recent history that somehow he is over.
That's what he's used to. So it's head spinning to think that party could be over.
Exactly. Conservatives used to be the defenders of the FBI and the CIA. The left was the skeptic. What a flip. But what really matters is that a partisan circus around this church-like committee will harm U.S. national security.
He left off the last word, state.
The harm the national security state.
I hope it does. Oh, fuck you for your service, George. What's his name? Papadopoulos? Really fuck you for your service.
Everybody, we're doing live stand-up comedy in Los Angeles in January and February in Los Angeles. And then we're going to Tempe, Palm Springs, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Nashville. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets and become a premium member while you're there.